Welcome back to Gear Check Games. This is episode 21 of our Pokemon Gold for the Game Boy Color playthrough. Last time, we took a trip to the Ice Age. We fought Price, and that didn't take that long. So then we got a call from Professor Elm telling us there's something funky going down at the radio tower. So we're on our way to kick more Team Rocket butt.
Yeah, this is why I usually do Price before Chuck and Jasmine and just all the like Lake of Rage / Mahogany Town stuff, because if you don't, you end up doing the Rocket Hideout and the radio tower back to back. And like the radio tower is already kind of a slog as it is.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it immediately after the Rocket Hideout, it's, you know, you're going to be seeing a lot of Rattatas, a lot of Zubats, etc.
Yeah. I know it's weird. It's supposed to be the plot part of the game, but I always felt this part of the game was kind of, like you said, it's a slog. It's kind of a drag. Because you're like, oh man, I'm making progress. And they're like, okay, now go back to Goldenrod. And you're like, but no, I don't want to go back. I want to keep making progress.
Well, it's just kind of frustrating that, like, you know,
I feel like if you had like the Rocket Hideout like a little earlier and then had this, it would have been fine.
Well, you do, like I said, you do have the ability to go to the Rocket Hideout much earlier. It's just that a lot, you know, the intended order, at least as far as like the gyms are concerned, is, you know, Chuck, Jasmine, Price, and I guess hypothetically you could do the Rocket Hideout and then go to Olivine and Cianwood and then come back and fight Price. But I don't know. If I'm in Mahogany Town already, I'm just gonna like take care of the gym while I'm there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna come back. Plus Price, like we said last time, he's not too particularly hard.
Yeah. Well, like that's again, if you've got Quilava and Ampharos, which, I mean, it's gold and silver, you do.
Yeah.
He's no problem.
One playthrough I want to run with like a Machop just to switch it up, just to be like, yo, I'm doing something different.
Well, yeah, there's a Machop in Goldenrod, right, that you can trade for.
Yeah,
the secret Whitney killer.
Yeah. You can pick up Machop once you get to, what is it, Mount Mortar?
Oh, yeah.
I think you can catch him in there, too.
You know what else you can get in Mount Mortar? Meryl at a 1% encounter rate.
Oh, God.
For Meryl.
You know what else you can get in Mount Mordor? The One Ring to rule them all.
No, we have to take the ring to Mordor, Dan. Didn't you even watch the book?
This is post Lord of the Rings.
Well, the ring isn't in Mordor because it like disintegrates in the lava.
That's what they think.
Did you read the movie?
Did I read the movie?
Peter Jackson didn't tell me that.
What you didn't see at the end of the movie was the deleted scene where like the credits roll and then like at the end of Spyro 3, Gollum's hand comes up back out of the lava holding the ring. Setting up for Lord of the Rings 4.
But he's just like cartoonishly like blackened with soot.
Yeah.
It wasn't real lava, precious.
It's punished Smeagol.
A fallen legend?
5 Pokemon!
Oh no!
Well, that's a lot.
Well, I'm sure he'll have an imposing lineup of varied Pokemon to. Okay.
Oh yes, I always like variety. I'm always down for some variety.
Can you imagine? God. I know. We always claim that like Gen 2 is like one of the best like in the series, and like in many ways it is. But like, can you imagine if you were playing Gen 4 and you had to fight like a million grunts that just had like Bidoof? Like that's what this game is doing.
Dude, I'll give the further games this. Like a lot of them have like Mightynas and Skuntanks and stuff. Those things ain't pushovers.
Well, like
in further generations.
Now I just got the image of like Team Galactic trying to like take over the world with fucking Bidoof.
Well, one thing I gotta give credit to like Gens 6, 7, and I think 8 in particular. I haven't played 8, but from what I've seen, the variety of Pokemon is just like really good in those games for the most part.
Yeah. Well, they also just have more Pokemon to choose from now.
Well, yeah. Well, they just because they just kind of throw everything in there, like. Even with if the Pokedex is like culled down, you still have like 500 Pokemon to pull from. So there's really no reason that you have to be like fighting the same like basic like common Pokemon again and again and again.
I'll never understand why the Team Rockets of these games have like Rattatas and Zubats. Like you said, they're very common, but they're also just shit. It's like if a bunch of gangsters had BB guns. That's not imposing. You can't even break skin with a BB gun half the time.
Well, they're not interesting to fight either. It's like, I understand that the purpose of like the regular trainers in these games is more or less just to like give you experience, so they can't be too hard. But like, at least give me something different to look at.
Yeah, I got the image of Team Rocket just like being like this gang that takes over a radio tower with like slingshots and rocks.
I mean, that's probably what they did. Let's be real.
The Goonies with cool uniforms.
The Goonies.
I mean, how else are you going to explain how they got taken down by a kid?
Yeah, just one of their own. Yeah, Team Rocket is very
really
like,
had 5 Rattatas, didn't he?
Yeah.
Team Rocket is very like disorganized in this. Like, they don't even really have a leader.
Yeah.
I guess Heart Gold and Soul Silver kind of like were a little more explicit about. Like, would you say that Archer in those games is kind of like the de facto like boss, like acting boss of Team Rocket?
Yeah, he's trying to resurrect the movement. He doesn't succeed though because he's stupid.
Well, I mean,
wasn't it?
So was Giovanni. Well, I guess Giovanni at least was like smart enough to like have the gym thing as like a secondary operation.
He at least had a career.
Yeah. He had a plan B.
Oh, that reminds me. Where I'm at in the manga right now is the Leaf Green and Fire Red arc.
Oh, you're still going?
I'm still reading it slowly but surely. It's still in a box right now, but I need to get it out. It's real good. Giovanni comes back. He makes his date what do they call that? He reemerges.
He comes back.
Yeah. He's got this thing. They do the whole like Deoxys thing.
Giovanni comes back, and then I do.
But that's the manga update. So I think that's about as far as they've printed in this collection. So I think I have volumes 1 through 8. I think.
Oh, are those like still coming out?
Yeah, they're still being released.
Like the older ones?
Really good.
Because you said it was Fire Red and Leaf Green adaptation, correct?
Yeah, but it's still the same characters from the rest of Pokemon Adventure.
Okay, and those haven't been
Pokemon Advent Children
printed in English?
No, they have. They're just, this is like a compilation that Dark Horse is doing.
Oh, okay. So you're collecting like the new like reissues as they come out.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's like a reissue. I think each one is probably like five issues in one.
Cool.
So they're hefty mangas, but they're a little bigger than most mangas too. They're good quality. They're good scans, as my piratey friends, anyone who's pirated manga will say. They're good scans. So I think the most formidable thing we're gonna fight today
is this Grimer.
I think it's that because he can actually use minimize
this pile
and
of goo.
Be formidable. You know, that's one Pokemon I've never used and I've always wanted to, but I feel like you never get access to Grimer until you're at a point where you're like, well, I've already got a good team going, so like, sorry Grimer, you didn't make the cut.
Oh no, a bigger pile of goo.
Huh.
So guys, Muck said backwards is Muck.
Ganadab.
Yes.
Muck backwards is Giraffe.
Yep.
Yes.
Don't actually try to read it backwards. Just take our word for it. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
So
keep your innocence.
While we're on the subject of muck, that's one of the walls for me when I get to the Elite Four later on, is Koga's muck.
Oh, yeah. Does he kind of use the same strategy here that he does in Gen 1, where he just keeps, like, boosting his evasion and defense, like, ad nauseum?
Yeah. And then he can use Toxic on you, so you're like, oh,
yeah,
it's gonna be this kind of fight.
Yeah, he puts a time limit on you while he just, like, turtles and, like, buffs himself.
It's like all of his other Pokemon, if you have a fire type, easy. He's the easiest member of the Elite Four. Like, they should have put him first instead of Will, because Will's actually challenging. Until you get to that stupid muck, and he always gives me trouble.
Well, isn't Koga another one of those unfortunate Pokemon bosses where, like, there weren't enough Pokemon, or I guess they didn't... Like, half of his team isn't poison types. Like, doesn't he have, like, a Fortress?
He has a Fortress, but, like, Fortress I kind of understand why he has it, because he's, like, a Trick Master. So I'm like, yeah, he needs something that has, like, some weird abilities and has a funky new type.
Well, I guess Fortress would be a good Pokemon to stall if he lays a Toxic on you.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know if his Fortress even has an Assault move outside of Explosion.
Here we are fantasizing about fighting Koga, the supposed worst Elite Four member.
Yeah.
Because these Team Rocket grunts are just... There's just nothing to say.
Yeah, I honestly should have just been like, you've seen a dozen of these, and just like sped through like 7 of these grunts, because it's gonna be the same fight. It's gonna be 6 Rattatas and a Zubat.
Yeah, man, we got plenty of anime music, right?
Yeah. I need to get back on the Gen 2 music train. I didn't download as much as I wanted to whenever I was editing these. How many Pokemon music CDs are you in compared to your One Piece?
The only Pokemon CDs? Music CDs I have are the 2 collections from like 2010 that have like the Gen 1 through 4 like score for the show.
Okay.
I haven't started collecting the movie CDs for Pokemon because most of them are like really incomplete releases. Oh. And I don't want to buy them twice if it's not good. Like, the reason I'm, like, so gung-ho about buying the One Piece CDs is because, like, you know, we're about, like, 250 episodes into the show? Like,
a third of the way.
All of them, like, 99% of the music that you hear in the show is purchasable, like, up to that point. Like, I have, you know... Oh, well, how many CDs am I at? Like...
I wonder if it's
like
just
8 or 9, I want to say. But it's like everything is there. You know, I don't feel like I'm like taking a gamble. Like, oh, what if they release like a more complete version of this movie score like after the fact? It's like, no, because they just released it with the movie. Like, they didn't hold anything back.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like a thing where like just that company that's managing the One Piece anime is just a better curator, and the Pokemon company is just inept as heck because they stumbled into success.
Well, I mean, I think ultimately it comes down to like the record label, because I know that in recent years there's been a big I don't know if it's been a big push, but I've seen a lot of vocal support on Twitter for like a release of the anime OST for like the Black and White through Sun and Moon series,
the newer stuff,
because apart from the movies, like none of that music is released.
Oh.
And, like, apparently there's some kind of... Well, you know what? I'm not going to go into details because, like, frankly, I don't know the details, like, fresh in my mind right now. But there's a Twitter user and a YouTuber, I guess, called Filippo Depot that has more information on, you know, you probably just follow some of their tweets and you can figure out what's going on with, like, the music situation and just, like, the general mess that is, like, the release and like hell, even the international release of the music in the Pokemon anime, like how they're still like replacing it with like MIDI music so they don't have to like pay for the original compositions when they dub it into English. Oh no, it's not so they don't have to pay for it. It's so that they it's so that they can make more money off of like selling it to other countries, I think. Because like it goes from Japan to America, and then from America to like other countries. Like they get their dub like filtered through ours, and I guess that's kind of how it's always been.
I wonder if that's really weird. I wonder if it's just easier for them to have us do it.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's probably cheaper. At the end of the day, it's probably just like, you know, the Pokemon anime has always been like a big success, like with the formula that they've worked out, and they just don't want to change it and risk like screwing anything up. But it's a bummer for like older fans like me who would like prefer to watch the show just like subtitled, but it's like, no, we can't have that. We can't even like refer to it as an anime. It's Pokemon the series.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you know, some hapless parent might stumble upon, you know, the fact that there were like guns in like some of the early Japanese episodes, or like jokes that wouldn't, you know, work for a kids show in the US.
God, censorship in kids media always breaks my brain.
Well, I mean, I guess it's understood. You know, ultimately, like, the network has the final say. Like, if the network says you can't have this episode air because, like, you know, there's too many guns in it or whatever, like, there's only so much you can do.
True.
But
that episode alone, though, like,
in 2021, like, there is, in my mind, there is no reason why we can't have Pokemon on, like, Crunchyroll or something. Like, just the original Japanese version with subtitles to watch, like...
Yeah. Makes me wonder if because I know some Pokemon is on Netflix. I wonder if Japanese Netflix has anything different.
Yeah, I think it does. I think it just has the original unaltered version. But of course, because it's region locked.
Oh, hey.
And the only way to officially watch any like Japanese Pokemon anime, at least to my knowledge, is on Netflix. You can watch Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution with the Japanese audio. Except for the songs. Like, the songs are replaced with, like, the English dub versions, because I guess they didn't pay for the original songs, like, outside of Japan. And, of course, the subtitles don't match because they correspond to, like, the English, like, dub script.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. So, Porygon did a thing. He used his signature attack, Tri-Attack, and it froze me. But... there's a mechanic in Pokemon. If you're frozen and you use a fire move, you will become unfrozen.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Also, that tangent carried us past all the Rattata and into like an actually unique Pokemon for once. Thank God.
Wow.
Well, I was going to say we were on the subject of censorship, and it was very poignant that we were fighting a Porygon.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, from the infamous episode, of course, Electric Soldier Porygon.
Yeah,
the CSG imposter.
Yeah,
he's nothing but a lousy imposter.
Again, it's like we just met this guy in the hideout, like, and he's already back.
Yeah, he moves fast. I don't know, is it him? Yeah, this guy. I like that his team is all coughings and wheezings because he's literally laying down a smoke screen. He's like, "Oh, I'm the fake guy."
Fair enough. Now that I look at Coughing Sprite, it's I don't know. It's kind of bugging me that like the smog surrounding it is like in the shape of a square. Like you can tell where like the limits of the canvas were when they were drawing it.
Yeah,
it's like Hit New Game Deathloop, where the blood spurts are in the shape of a perfect square.
Are they really?
There's a lot of glitches with that game.
Well, hey, at least it's not the Gen 1 sprites where you can literally tell where they ran out of room, like drawing the body of the Pokemon.
I think my favorite one is Raichu. Like, they just make him super big in the frame. You're like, he doesn't need to be this big. He's a mouse.
Well, he also kind of looks like they stretched him to like 16:9 from 4:3. I mean, I don't know. I guess the Pikachu family used to be a little chunkier than they are nowadays, but
yeah.
Not that chunky.
Oh yeah, he's using smokescreen on me, and Rock Throw has a shit accuracy rate anyway. So I don't know why I decided it would be a good idea to keep using Rock Throw.
It seems like in general rock moves are kind of inaccurate.
Yeah, like, the best, like, even up into, like, Gen 4, so that's a Gen 4 and Gen 5, one of the best rock moves is, like, Stone Edge.
Yeah.
And even it has, like, a, 85 or 90% accuracy?
Yeah, it's pretty inaccurate. Like, anything below 100% accuracy I consider pretty inaccurate in these games. That's why I always keep my Thunderbolt instead of Thunder.
Yeah. Unless you're going for the 6 setup.
Yeah. Well, yeah, unless you're fighting Red, who will just have his Blastoise use Rain Dance while you use Thunder. It's like, here, let me help you defeat me.
Well, the way he does his team, normally you fight Blastoise last.
Yeah.
Or one of the last things, right next to Charizard. So hopefully by that point, you still have whatever's going to be fighting that thing alive.
You say that, but there have been way, way too many times that I've played the Gen 2 games, and I've gotten to Red with an Ampharos on my team with Thunder, and he is just, like clockwork set me up like that, and just totally, like, ruined himself.
It's like, thanks, Red.
Yeah.
You're being a real pal. I'm pretty sure Lance's Gyarados will do the same thing for you at the Elite Four.
God, he's even more vulnerable to it.
Yeah. And then he sets you up because everything else is half flying type on his team. So you're just like, oh, thanks.
God,
this will make...
You know what? Well, hopefully I'll remember to talk about it when we actually get to Lance, but there's one Pokemon that I think is kind of like the unsung... everybody talks about, like, oh, he's got 3 Dragonites, and, like, all of them are illegal, but it's like...
Those are
Dragonites are not the toughest Pokemon on his team.
Oh, hello!
You know what's the unsung hero of this team?
That boy's about to become a man.
Oh, yeah.
That's another one where it kind of looks like they ran in a room drawing him. Like, the fire's kind of, like, awkwardly, like, flopping down.
I love Typhlosion's sprite there, because it looks like he's pumping his arms like, yes!
Yeah, he's got, like, his tongue hanging out.
This is, hands down, the coolest fire starter.
Doesn't he also have, like, a really angry back sprite in Gold and Silver compared to Crystal?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I know Quilava also does, but...
Yeah, he's, like, got these, like, giant canine teeth, too, so, like, he looks imposing while he's out there.
Yeah.
I will always love Typhlosion's just, like, give no Fs persona.
Typhlosion's a Pokemon, like, it's really helpful to have one on your team in Gold and Silver, but, like, even though I really used to like it when I was younger, I don't want to say it bores me playing this as an adult, but, like, I don't know. I guess I prefer the starter Pokemon that can kind of do, like, multiple things, or the ones that at least have, like, a subtype. So they're not quite so pigeonholed into, like
fighting, for example.
Well,
That's its own...
Make all your...
When we played...
Except Incineroar.
Yeah.
Incineroar, you can literally tell that they just changed it at the last minute. He's Fire Dark, but he's like a wrestler.
There's 3 types of starter Pokemon in the Pokemon games. Water, grass, and firefighting.
Yes.
Bro, I'm telling you.
For a long time, yes.
All you need is Greninja. He can be any type you want him to be.
Hey,
the best boy.
Protean, baby.
Can he be firefighting?
He can be fire or fighting. Actually, I guess it depends on what move. You know what? You can look... Dear audience, you can go to Bulbapedia and look this up on your own, because I'm not going to remember to in the space between this part and the next one. Thank you for your understanding.
Audience, Joe is giving you homework.
A suggestion.
Hey, wait a minute.
Do it before the next time we air, and hopefully it's not a month this time.
Hey, wait, Muck spelled backwards is